Well, new at 6, a traffic study in Fairhope has been completed. The results, however, may not be what some folks there were hoping for.
Parents say the intersection of Gayfer and Patland Drive is dangerous and needs to be made safer. After all, it is a spot children frequent by either walking or riding their bikes.
NBC 15's James Gordon joins us now live with the results of that study. James.
Well, Greg and Kim, the city's public works director says he's not recommending any changes. He says this all boils down to a speeding problem. He walks Gayfer Avenue every afternoon, and he's not afraid to speak out. For Gary Gover, his biggest fear is the speeding cars.
And for 22 years, I've been registering complaints about it from time to time, and the city has done absolutely nothing about it.
We want to make sure, one, it's warranted, and that decision does not create any new traffic safety and pedestrian safety problems.
Last month, Public Works Director Richard Johnson was on the case, ordering a traffic study looking at options ranging from a four-way stop at Gayfer and Patland to a caution light to warn drivers. Today, Johnson says he will recommend no changes here, citing the traffic problem only happens twice a day, during school drop-off and pickup times. A four-way stop, he says, would only compound traffic backups, make it dangerous for vehicles traveling towards a blind spot. Parent Meredith Montgomery organizes a local ride and walk to school program.
Kids that aren't as steady on their bikes, having all that fast traffic, you get a little nervous if they're going to fall, and then you get to that intersection, and that's kind of the most stressful part of the ride or the walk.
That's why Montgomery and other people who live in this neighborhood say they don't agree with Johnson's recommendations, and the city and the police department need to look at the safest options.
Well, they could make the road appear to be narrower. They could take the double yellow line off of here. The double yellow lines on streets have a tendency to make drivers think 55 miles an hour.
Yeah, just to make the crosswalks more visible there, to put some warning sign that there's pedestrian and bike traffic at that intersection.
The fight is not over. The police chief says that she will look at all the data. Meantime, the city's traffic committee says that they'll look at all the options. In Fairhope, James Gordon, NBC 15 News.